On the morning of September 11, 2001, 19 men armed with box cutters directed by a man on dialysis in a cave fortress halfway around the world using a satellite phone and a laptop directed the most sophisticated penetration of the most heavily defended airspace in the world, overpowering the passengers and the military combat-trained pilots on 4 commercial aircraft before flying those planes wildly off course for over an hour without being molested by a single fighter interceptor. These 19 hijackers, devout religious fundamentalists who like to drink alcohol, snort cocaine, and live with pink-haired strippers, managed to knock down 3 buildings with 2 planes in New York, while in Washington a pilot who couldn't handle a single-engine Cessna was able to fly a 757 in an 8,000-foot descending 270-degree corkscrew turn to come exactly level with the ground, hitting the Pentagon in the budget analyst office where DoD staffers were working on the mystery of the $2.3 trillion that Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld had announced missing from the Pentagon's coffers in a press conference the day before, on September 10, 2001. Luckily, the news anchors knew who did it within minutes.
Osama bin Laden.
The pundits knew within hours.
Osama bin Laden.
The administration knew within the day.
Terrorists who committed these acts and those who harbor them.
And the evidence literally fell into the FBI's lap.
That a hijacker's passport was found blocks from the World Trade Center crash site, if you can believe that.
But for some reason, a bunch of crazy conspiracy theorists demanded an investigation into the greatest attack on American soil in history. That investigation was delayed, underfunded, set up to fail, a conflict of interest, and a cover-up from start to finish. It was based on testimony extracted through torture, the records of which were destroyed. It failed to mention the existence of WTC-7, Able Danger, P-TECH, Sibel Edmonds, OBL and the CIA, and the drills of hijacked aircraft being flown into buildings that were being simulated at the precise same time that those events were actually happening. It was lied to by the Pentagon, the CIA, the Bush administration, and as for Bush and Cheney, well, no one knows what they told it because they testified in secret, off the record, not under oath, and behind closed doors. It didn't bother to look at who funded the attacks because that question is ultimately of little practical significance. Still, the 9/11 Commission did brilliantly answering all of the questions the public had, except most of the victims' family members' questions, and pinned blame on all the people responsible, although no one so much as lost their job, determining the attacks were
failure of imagination.
Because
Nobody in our government, at least, and I don't think the prior government that could envision flying airplanes into buildings.
Except the Pentagon, FEMA, NORAD, and the NRO. The DIA destroyed 2.5 terabytes of data on Able Danger, but that's okay because it probably wasn't important. The SEC destroyed their records on the investigation into the insider trading before the attacks, but that's okay because destroying the records of the largest investigation in SEC history is just part of routine record keeping. NIST has classified the data that they used for their model of WTC-7's collapse, but that's okay because knowing how they made their model of the collapse would jeopardize public safety. The FBI has argued that all material related to their investigation of 9/11 should be kept secret from the public, but that's okay because the FBI probably has nothing to hide. This man never existed, nor is anything he had to say worthy of your attention, and if you say otherwise, you are a paranoid conspiracy theorist and deserve to be shunned by all of humanity. Likewise him, and her. And her, and her, and him. Osama bin Laden lived in a cave fortress in the hills of Afghanistan, but somehow got away. Then he was hiding out in Tora Bora, but somehow got away. Then he lived in Abbottabad for years, taunting the most comprehensive intelligence dragnet employing the most sophisticated technology in the history of the world for a decade, releasing video after video with complete impunity and getting younger and younger as he did so, before finally being found in a daring SEAL team raid which wasn't recorded on video, in which he didn't resist or use his wife as a human shield, and in which these crack special forces operatives panicked and killed this unarmed man, supposedly the best source of intelligence about those dastardly terrorists on the entire planet. Then they dumped his body in the ocean before telling anyone about it. Then a couple dozen of that team's members died in a helicopter crash in Afghanistan. This is the story of 9/11, brought to you by the media which told you the hard truths about
his head could be seen to move violently forward.
And
they took the babies out of incubators.
And
mobile production facilities.
And
the rescue of Jessica Lynch.
If you have any questions about this story, you are a batshit paranoid tinfoil dog-abusing baby hater and will be reviled by everyone. If you love your country and or freedom, happiness, rainbows, rock and roll, puppy dogs, apple pie, and your grandma, you will never ever express doubts about any part of this story to anyone. Ever. This has been a public service announcement by the Friends of the FBI, CIA, NSA, DIA, SEC, MSM, White House, NIST, and the 9/11 Commission. Because ignorance is strength.
Well, with the involvement of agencies. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you an older video that I did when the new $100 bill came out. And I want to show you what's on the new currency. And then we're going to go back to the old currency that has the Twin Tower bombing on it. it's got the Pentagon bombing on the U.S. currency, the Pentagon, the Twin Towers. You have the federal building on the old 20 that was taken out of circulation. So I'm going to show you the new currency right now. There's a new $10 bill. There's a new $100 bill. But before I do it, before that new $100 bill came out, the Lord let me prophesy back before Obama was elected president and before he ever got a Nobel Peace Prize, which is like the biggest joke in the world. So the Lord, the very first video I ever did on YouTube was called the Just a Messenger series. And I started prophesying right before, I did it, and the Lord told me, you have to go public now. I told the Lord, I was sitting in my living room like, you want me to show this to people? And I was like, there's no way. I was in custody suits. I'm like, there's no way. They'll think I'm crazy. I can't do it. And the Lord told me, open the Bible. I had this really big Bible, and the Lord told me, open the Bible. And I opened the Bible, and I opened up to Ezekiel 3. And it said, if the watchman seeth the sword coming, and he warneth not the people, and the people die in their iniquity, I will hold the watchman personally responsible, his blood for theirs. And I was just going, and I knew the Lord was telling me, everything you're reading, I'm telling you right now. And I was mortified. I was terrified. I was like, and then it said, but if the watchman seeth the sword coming, and he ring the bell and warneth the people, and they don't turn from their sins, he has warned them, and they did not heed the warning. Therefore, their blood is on their own hands. And I'm like, you know what? I'd much rather do that than worry about court. So that's what got me to go public in my first video. I had recorded that with a friend of mine. I wasn't very familiar with any YouTube, anything at all. And so we recorded it on a little, camcorder, and it sat around for a long time while I tried to figure out what to do with it. And I finally got a friend of mine who had a high school senior son named Brandon. And I said, I'll give you $100 just to get this on YouTube. And because it was recorded all at once, it could only be cut up into little 15-minute segments. I didn't know how to do any of that. So Brandon cut it all up. He started a channel called Secret Mystery Busted. I thought that was kind of funny. Very high school name, Secret Mystery Busted. And then he put it on there, and I told him to name it Just a Messenger. So it's Just a Messenger parts 1 through 12. I'm going to show you the prophetic utterance now from the very first thing I did on YouTube. And guess what? Obama got elected president. Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize. And then the $100 bill came out much after I did that prophetic utterance, which was in 2008. I think it didn't even get posted till like 2009. But so anyway, it got posted. And then after that, Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize. The $100 bill came out. I'm going to show you the $100 bill. And so I want you to watch. So here we go. Let's watch the $100 bill first. And then we'll go back and look at the Twin Towers, the Pentagon, the federal building bombing. That's all printed on your money. That's the real battle. They've been printing the bombings on the money to mock you. Because, see, everyone's looking at the TV, MSNBC, Fox, CNN, Fox, you got this, battle between, the news stations, and it's all nonsense. It's total nonsense. Trump's not here to save you. Are you nuts? Trump is what's called the match. They're using Trump to light the match and light the fuse. That's what Trump's being used for when you see the bigger picture. Trump's not here to save you, folks. But Obama, he gets the title of Antichrist. He's the one. That's why it says in Luke 10:18, I beheld Satan fall as lightning from heaven. Barak, Hebrew word 1301, I think. And then from the heavens, Obama. The heavens, the lofty place is called Bama. So I beheld Satan fall as lightning, Barak, from the heavens. Bama, Barack Obama. It's like, come on, guys. What do you think? That's like some crazy coincidence? And then all of a sudden, Barack Obama's back on the scene campaigning for the midterms because he knows he's committed treason and all his buddies have committed treason. And the price for treason is pretty bad. Yeah. Anyway, but he's not going to get indicted or anything because they're going to pull the switch on everybody before that happens. And this is the switch. So let me show it to you real quick. Okay, so I'm going to start here, and I'm going to show you guys I'm going to let you watch from the beginning of this video. It's got images of the Twin Towers, the Federal Building, but I'm going to comment on the part that, I need to comment on. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's do it. Mega news flash. You guys, y'all have been watching, anyone that's been watching what I do, I decrypted the U.S. currency years ago, bills that no one else knew what was on those bills. That is an identical match to the side of the building of the Alfred P. Moore building. I'm going to show you the old $10 bill, or the latest $10 bill. There it is. That's a tidal wave coming over a building with a radioactive sky. The sky is radioactive. There's a nuke in the background. This is a tidal wave. This is a building right here. And when I move my hand, you will see this building's reflection in the water. There it is. This is the water right here. Okay, that's the $10 bill. The $100 bill has come out, the new $100 bill. This is urgent, viral, get it out. It's coming, I guarantee it. The prophetic utterance the Lord gave me in 2007, many of those things have already happened. This is the end of it. Get ready. I'm going to pause it right there because this is a clip from the video I'm talking about. Okay, that's a clip from the Just a Messenger series part 2. When the Lord told me to prophesy, I was terrified, guys. I was literally terrified. I was like, you want me to prophesy? And I was walking through my living room when he gave me the prophetic utterance. I was just walking through the living room and it was just flowing out of me. And I was like, what's this all about? And it's all the bombings are on the money now. So what came out of my mouth back then in 2008, now we have a $100 bill that matches the words that came out of my mouth back then. That's so crazy. So watch this, watch this. So it says, here's the prophetic utterance, part of it. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, the hand of the oppressor has been lifted against you, and out of the sea shall come fire and smoke, and a devouring wind. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem will cover the city by the sea, and great shall be the destruction of that city. Okay, I'm real quick. That's New York. Now listen, about 3 or 4 years ago, I just decided to go look up the height of the walls of Jerusalem. I was like, you know what? That's so weird. I wonder how high the walls of Jerusalem are. And I went to Google and I started poking around, and it's like they're 72 feet. And at one point, I think they're like 109, where there's like a cliff and stuff. Anyway, but 72 feet was one of the numbers I got for the height of the walls of Jerusalem for the high part. The $10 bill has a 7-story building with a tidal wave. Out of the sea shall come fire and smoke. That's an explosion. Fire and smoke and a devouring wind. What's a devouring wind? That's a nuke. Just devours everything in front of it. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem. That's a tidal wave. Shall cover the city by the sea. It's New York. And great shall be the destruction of that city. And so that's the first part. That's on your money. This is just insane. Okay, watch. So now, there it is written out. That's the clip from the Just a Messenger series. Let's keep going. Ready. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, the hand of the oppressor has been lifted against you. And out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem shall cover the city by the sea, and great shall be the destruction of that city. Here is the new $100 bill. The 10 has been turned upside down. Anyone that watches my ministry should know what that means. Okay, now look, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of fast forward and get to the point here. There we go. There's the image. There's the image on the $10 bill. Look right here. There's a building right here. There's water, and you'll see these buildings. Here's another building. Here's a building in front of you. You're going to see all this water and this devouring wind just ripped these buildings to pieces right now. So watch, here we go. Buildings right here. Okay, you see all this ink right here that makes the unidirectional lines? There's darker ink in certain spots, you'll see it. Okay, these unidirectional lines is movement towards the subject, which is us. As I change the magnification, you're going to see all of this is going to turn to waves coming in from those nukes that went down, and they're going to be destroying the city. Watch. Here it goes. There it is. See it? See how I'm going to pause that. Can you imagine if you were me? And many years after 2008, that $100 bill came out. I don't remember what date it came out. I think it was 2014 or something. But can you imagine when that bill came out and I saw the different layers of ink, a devouring wind. Out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. And there the buildings are being devoured by a wind. So, yeah, here we go. So there's the third layer of ink, and there's the buildings disintegrating. Watch. There's one layer. There's the next. Let's see. There's one. Changed. Okay, there's the first layer. See how it gets all fluffy? There's the second layer. There's the third layer of ink. Okay, so I just proved it in front of you. I just proved to you there's 3 layers of ink, and as you increase the magnification, the buildings disintegrate. That's what Obama's got in plan for everybody. And when I say Obama, it's not Obama. It's not Obama. It's a spirit that worketh in the hearts of the children of disobedience. It is the spirit that's working through all of them to accomplish this. It's not just Obama. It's everyone that hasn't been converted as part of the system. It's a systemic thing. You're either part of the system, or you're either part of their system, or you've been removed from the system, and you're one of us. You've been converted. You've been converted. The two that are in opposition to each other have been converted and made one and at peace. You're no longer in opposition to yourself. You become one in Christ. Okay, so here it is. I just showed you 3 layers of ink. Let me show it to you again. I'm going to show that to you now on the Twin Towers, the Federal Building, the Pentagon. All of them have the same 3 layers of ink, all of them. And all the other bombings were printed on our money. So I'm showing you the new money with the new bombings. It's like, it's a no-brainer. And the Lord gave me a prophetic utterance in 2008. And they made bills that equal the prophetic utterance. What are you, nuts? It's like, yeah. One in, there's no number to cover the base. I would throw out some crazy number, but there's not a number. So here we go. Let's watch it a few times. There it is. Buildings being wiped out. There it is. See the water? That's water. I'm going to go back. Look. There it is. Now picture the water coming at you. Boom, boom. Okay, now this is a movie called Day After Tomorrow. Isn't it convenient that we have these movies? Isn't it convenient we have these movies that have the same stuff that's on the bills? It's such a joke. See, Satan's using the Kelipot, the host body system, and he's got all God's angels just confused and not knowing what's going on. They don't even know their own identity. That's what I'm here for. So you can find out who you are in Christ and get converted. You got to get turned upside down, folks, to see the truth. So here it is, this convenient movie that's got the same dynamic as the bill. Watch. There it is. There it is. There it is. Now picture the water coming at you. Boom, 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 boom. Devastation. Let me show you what's going to precipitate that, which is on the new $100 bill. It's coming to New York. I guarantee it. I prophesied it in 2007. It's on the tin. The Hoover Dam. Okay, I had a little glitch on the program again, and this has been common with my equipment. Hopefully this is working now. Now I'm going to show you the back side of the $100 bill. It shows a missile impacting the water and the water splashing up. We're going to look at those 3 layers of ink now. Okay, on the back side of the $100 bill. So let's see. Let me go back. Here we go. Okay, these were my files that got destroyed. This entire computer got destroyed in all this work. But I had copies of it.
Here's the other side of the $100 bill.
Okay, so there it is.
I'm going to enlarge it. There you go.
Now this is a missile going into the water. These are the fins. Now look, this fold is just a little bit off. I need to just push it up a little bit, and then it'll be exactly straight across. And this is the contrail coming out of the back of the missile. You see the different layers of ink here? See the darkness? See the darkness? See these looks like clouds? That is on purpose. That is with intent. Because when the missile goes in the water, all this stuff comes out of the water, right? Well, watch what the bill does. Do you think it's possible that when I show you the layers of ink on this bill, it would look like what a missile would look like impacting the water? Do you believe that's possible with 3 layers of ink? The answer is no, unless it was done with intent. So let's watch.
This is all water splashing up. This is a missile right here. There are the fins of the missile. Here's the fuselage of the missile and the head of the missile impacting into the water. This ink represents the water going up and a nuke. Watch as I change the magnification. Ready? There it is.
Look at that. There it is. Okay, I want y'all to just contemplate what you're looking at. There's one layer, there's the second layer, and now watch the third layer. There it is. Okay, so even the directional, I'm an artist, guys, man, look, the directionals are perfect. The rebound, the expansion, all of that, there's just no way, guys. So remember when Barack Obama said, I'm not worried about Russia, I'm worried about a nuke going off in Manhattan. Yeah, because that spirit that runs him already knows what he's going to do. It's not that Obama himself per se is like, hey, we got the nuke ready in Manhattan. No, the spirit that's running Obama knows what it's going to do because it's the God of this world. Do you understand? And so he makes things happen according to what he thinks his will is, although the Lord God is in control over all of it. So here we go again.
There you go. That's what's coming. Now all you have to do is go watch the DVD we did, Destruction of America or Crowning the Tyrant. And you'll see other images on the U.S. currency that have all been hidden right in front of your face. But if you look, there it all is.
I will put a link for Destruction of America. We got into a copyright dispute over it. There's a link you can still go watch it on. I'll put it in the description box. And you guys go watch Destruction of America. That's what got the feds to show up at my house. And I told them, I said, look, it's a free country. As last I checked, I can show people whatever I want. I didn't make the U.S. currency, guys. Whoever made the U.S. currency is the one putting these images on it. I'm just showing you what's on it. And I'm going to show you how they hide it. So watch. Here we go. Let's keep going.
See the different layers of ink? Watch there's the missile hitting, there it is going in, there's the water coming up, and the nuke beginning. There it is. All right, also on this bill, there's this blue stripe. It's a hologram. What it is, if I move it around, it's the Liberty Bell, and it's ringing. If you move a hologram, the hologram moves. So if there was a clanger in there, and it's going like this, what would it be doing? It would be going ding, 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 ding. They are sounding their alarm. This bill is a vehicle to distribute their plans. That's what they're doing. These are their plans. to nuke the United States. It's Satan's plan, by the way, Satan and the fallen angels. But we have members of our government who have been taken over by demonic spirits, and they're part of it.
Okay, I'm going to pause that real quick. Let me see. Okay, there you go. So check this out. This is the $10 bill, the new one that came out. Let's see. It's kind of low down here, but there's 7 stories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 stories on this thing. Look at the tidal wave coming over the 7-story building.
Demonic spirits, and they're part of this. There it is. This blue line, it also represents a water event, and it's the bell ringing. They're ringing the bell, and I'm ringing the bell. That's what my name means. Yahweh's given a bell ringer. So I'm sounding the alarm.
Okay, so I'm going to just stop there, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to the U.S. currency folder that's available to y'all that, I put together for everybody. Y'all are all welcome to it. Do not ever add your spin to my work. Don't ever do it, because then you get to talk to the chief. He gave it to me. It's my spiritual gift. I deliver it to you. If you think you're supposed to take what the Lord gave me and put your own spin on it, you're insane. Don't do it. Okay, so here we go. Let me show you that. Let me show you that folder real quick. Okay, folks, what you're looking at right now is this is the U.S. currency folder. And then, so what I'll do is I'll stretch the screen a little bit and I'll show you, like, here's a $20 bill that's got the Twin Tower bombing on it. And here's the actual Twin Towers burning. I'll just take this and I'll just enlarge it a little bit. I'll enlarge the bill a little bit. Look at the points of explosion. On the left tower, it's lower. On the right tower, it's higher. So look at the bill over here. Let's do it. And then let's size it. Okay, we just proved it. Okay. Look, identical points of explosion. There it is. There it is. You see, so there's no arguing this. This is not arguable. This is forensic data. The forensic data is perfect. And the Lord led me to all of this. I was shown the Twin Towers back in 2001, printed on the U.S. currency. My brother, Chris, showed it to me. And he goes, "Isn't that cool?" And I was like, and my brother and Chris and I, we were cut of a totally different cloth. And I was like, "Dude, that's not cool. That's sick." He was like, "Man, that's really cool." And I was just like, "Dude, that's twisted, bro. That's not cool. That's sick." And then after that, that's when the Lord, after I got saved, then the Lord had me just turn that bill over. There's the Pentagon being bombed. And then I went and got the old $20 bill and I folded it the same way. The key is all you have to do is make a pentagram shape with the point up. And then Isaiah says, those who try and hide their plans, they turn everything upside down. So you turn it upside down and it's an upside down pentagram and it becomes the Church of Satan. Just like the Caliphate. What's in the middle of the Caliphate? There's a right side up triangle for male energy, intersecting an upside down triangle for female energy. It makes a hexagram, and in the middle of the hexagram is a 5-pointed star that's right side up. What happens when you turn it upside down? It becomes an inverted pentagram, which is the Church of Satan. I've shown that to you. Let's just do it again with the money. Watch. I'll prove it. Okay, so here we go. There's the Twin Tower bombing. I'm going to enlarge this so you can see a close-up view. We laid one on top of the other. There you go. Put little red squares where the explosions are. Here on the currency, and this is laid right over the building. Identical. Perfect match. Not arguable. Okay, let's keep moving. Okay, so that's on the $20 bill that was made in 1996. Okay, now, let me show you the $10 bill. Like, here's a representation of what is going on with the $10 bill. Now, this tidal wave is obviously higher than a 7-story building, but this is, from the movie Deep Impact. But it's a good visual representation of what's going to happen. But so here's the $10 bill. So the $10 bill is this. So this tidal wave covering New York, that's what's on the $10 bill. And let me just go ahead and enlarge this for you right here, because I can, show you two things at once. Okay, so there you go. Now let me show you something. So you made a pentagram and we turned it upside down and you see their plans. Now remember this. Isaiah said in Isaiah 29:15 and 16, woe unto them who go to great depths to hide their plans from the Lord. Their works are in the darkness. And they say, who seeth us? Who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay, regarded as the work of God, the Lord God. So now watch this. So I already made the pentagram and I turned it upside down. And now we can see what their plans are, those who hide their plans. I'm going to give you the NIV version. Those who hide their plans from the Lord are doomed. Here their plans are. They carry out their schemes in secret and think no one will see them or know what they are doing. They turn everything upside down. So now watch. I'm going to slide this down a little bit and I'm going to crop it, the bill itself. Out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Look. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem. See the building? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 7-story building. Now watch. From this line, you know what? I'm going to increase it to full size. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But right here, there begins some different artwork. Watch. See these lines that start going like this? The reason those are like that is because from here down, see this line right here? From here down, those represent the shimmering light of this building reflecting in the water right here. See, this is water. Water here, water. Building, this is the line of the building. Reflection in the water down here. So here's the tidal wave going over the 7-story building. Let's see who's behind it. So when you draw around this bill with a marker, you pick the bill up, it leaves this right here, and then all you got to do is connect the vertices and you have the Church of Satan. Let me just prove that real quick. I like doing things with Google Images. It's so, let's see, Star of Satan image. There you go. So I will grab it and I'll shove it in here. There you go. There's the Star of Satan, guys. That's who's doing it. So now we've clearly identified those who try and hide their plans from the Lord. There they are. They're hiding their plans and they're doing it same as they do a transmutation circle. The same way they do a transmutation circle, with the kelipot that the Statue of Liberty is standing on top of, we know that in the middle of the kelipot's all that geometry that shows a right side up triangle intersected by an upside down one. Some people call that the Star of David, but in the middle is a pentagram that's right side up. But when you turn it upside down, it's the Church of Satan. See? So easy. So obvious. It's perfection in data. So anyway, so let's go back now. Okay, so now... So out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem. Oh my gosh, it's on our money. Shall cover the city by the sea. There's part of my prophetic utterance, and it's printed on the $10 bill. By the way, the sky's orange as well, and that's nuclear radiation. So there's your devouring wind as well. But what I really like is the $100 bill that came out, because the layers of ink show it devouring all the buildings. That's what Obama's going to be used for. They're going to take out the government. Obama's not going to jail. Hillary Clinton, all of them, they're not going to jail. Comey, Lynch, all the rats, all the treasons, they're going to an eternal jail called the pit. And then they're going into what's called the lake of fire because they sided with the treason in heaven. They're part of it. So, and they won't admit their lies. They're going to ride their lies down into the pit. That's what they're going to do. So confess all your lies, people. If you've lied, turn from your lying and confess it openly. Just admit it. Just say, I lied. I'm sorry. I accept my punishment. That's all you got to do. Okay, so here we go. So now let's look at the $100 bill. This is amazing. Look at this. I mean, check it out, folks. Just check this out. This is amazing data. Look, there's the 100. Oh my gosh. And now remember the devouring wind? We just saw the water as high as the walls of Jerusalem. Here comes the waters through the buildings and the devouring wind. I wonder what the odds are. So now it's demonstrable. It's proven. So let me show you those layers of ink laid right on top of the day after tomorrow. Look at that. Oh, wow. Isn't that just lovely? See, I told you. Told you so. There it is. Boom. Okay, so now let's see. Here is, now the Hoover Dam is really amazing because, a lot of people, have tried to give me crap about and lied about saying I prophesied the Hoover Dam would come down on 11/11. That's a total lie. Some people, 11/11 was coming up, and people were saying, "Oh, it's all going to go down." I said, "You know what? I can definitely see it going down." I didn't prophesy. I said, I think it's like a bear walking past a pot of honey. I don't think they can help it. But then I said, it's possible nothing will happen that day. It's just people didn't, it's called selective hearing. Oh, Kleck said it. No, you liars. Tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Kleck said, I think it's about like a bunch of a bear walking past a pot of honey. I don't think they can help themselves. And then I did 2 or 3 videos after that before 11/11. And I said, guys, let me be clear. It's possible that nothing happens at all that day. So don't everybody start freaking out. But then everybody tried to jump on this lie. That just proves that they're liars. Because if you lie and you willfully and knowingly lie, then you're a child of the devil. So of course they're going to lie. Just like Comey, Lynch, Obama, McCabe, Sally Yates. Yeah, you too, sweetheart. Yeah, and Bruce Orr, Nellie Orr, Hillary Clinton, all of them. I mean, they're all liars. Liars are children of the devil. Obama's the biggest liar of all. If his lips are moving, the guy's lying. Okay, so anyway, the $50 bill changed, and it's really amazing. This is the Hoover Dam, by the way. And let me show you something. This is just fascinating how they changed the bill. I want to show you the original 50, and then I want to show you how they changed it. It's really, really amazing. Okay, so here's the original 50. I want you to look at the back of the bill. It's really interesting. Look. So the back of the bill, see the other layers of ink? Look. There's these layers of ink that make these kind of matrix on the back of the bill. And you see this double line right here that encloses this oval shape right here? There's the double line right there. Well, when the new bill came out, they took off the double line. And they did that for a reason, because that double line, when you make the pentagram out of the bill, it shows the Hoover Dam with the water containment made by those 2 lines. Okay, well, when the new bill came out, which has no double line, they also added clouds. And guess what? They changed the direction of the inks. I analyzed it. Watch. This is crazy. This is awesome. Okay, so that double line went away. And look at the ink right here. I want you to look at the ink. See all these lines? See, like the intersecting? It almost looks like an energy weapon. And I enlarged these as well. And it looks like an energy weapon or something. It's really interesting. But let me show you what happened to those lines when they added the clouds. It changed it completely. Okay, so here's the new $50 bill, and they added clouds to the back of it. Okay, now look, watch. Look at this. They added clouds, and if you really enlarge this, there's pentagrams everywhere. Okay, now you see these clouds right here? Where is the double line? And see, when you took the double line off the oval, that way when you make the new bill into a pentagram, the water containment across the dam is missing. And those clouds make the water flowing. And guess what? They changed all those lines that look like a scalar weapon or an energy weapon. They changed those lines to all go unidirectional, and there's 3 layers of ink. Watch. This is so crazy. Check this out. So here's the Hoover Dam on the $50 bill. And by the way, I just want to make sure you understand, that's also part of the prophetic utterance from 2008. And so after that first part, behold, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the hand of the oppressor has been lifted against you, and out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem will cover the city by the sea, and great shall be the destruction of that city. Behold, the great wall which holds back the abundance of the rivers shall burst forth, bringing the hand of the oppressor against you. For I have seen it, says the Lord. For mighty is your enemy that is risen from within your own borders. Okay, I'll stop right there. Now watch this. Haven't we had an enemy rise from within our own borders? Okay, now watch this. So here's the great wall. Behold the great wall, which holds back the abundance of the rivers, which is a dam. That's what a dam is. A dam is a big wall that holds back the abundance of the rivers, which is a lake. So see, look, there's the double line. See it? See the double line? Well, look right here, the ink. Okay, well, now watch. Now we're going to look at the new 50 where they took those lines off the back and they added clouds. Okay, so here's the new one right there. There's no double line. And you see the white right here? Let's analyze the layers of ink. Okay, here you go. There's the layers of ink. I mean, it's like, what a joke. There's the new $50 bill. Oh my gosh, is that water going over a dam? Well, sure it is. Everything's unidirectional. And you know how water gets all fluffy going over a waterfall? Hell, there it is. It's like, it's a no-brainer. See? Well, let's go back and analyze the ink on the one that's got the water containment. See if it looks like that. So if, there's nothing going on, okay, here's the one that's got the water containment. Look at those lines. Do these lines with the water containment look like these lines? Alex, what is no for 1,000? Alex, what is blowing up the Hoover Dam for 1,000? You are correct. That's $1,000. There you go. So now it's proven. So here's the dam with the water containment from the old 50. Here's the new 50, and here's what it looks like when it's enhanced. And here's what the one looks like enhanced with the old 50. So now it's proven. What's the common denominator? Church of Satan. Church of Satan. Now let's go look at a couple other bills. This one is amazing. Okay, the bill that's got the Twin Tower bombing on it, on the back of that bill, it's got this image right here. There you go. You see that? It says 1998. I think it's 1996. I think Clay may have written that in wrong. You can go check out the dates when the new bill was printed. But I want to show you something. So here's a rectangular building. Look, here's a white rectangular building. It's got 1, 2, 3 rows of square windows or rectangular windows. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're short, small windows in rows of 3. Okay, so, and then, you know what? I'm just going to enlarge it. Let's just enlarge it. There you go. So you see the building? And look at all the fire and smoke. I mean, that's really good. I mean, look at that. That's crazy. So rectangular building, 1, 2, 3 rows, square windows, explosion, rectangular building. Okay, so now let's back out. Let's go look at the actual Pentagon itself, and we'll match them up. Okay, so here we go. There's the Pentagon right there. So let me enlarge it. It's kind of dark, but that's the best. There we go. Look at it. There you go. 1, 2, 3 rows of windows, rectangular building, fire and smoke, rectangular low building. That building's the same thing. It's low rectangular, fire and smoke. Now let's go match them up. Let's put one on top of the other. Okay, so let's see. Let me see which is the cleanest image. Okay, so we'll take this one. This one's got a lot of writing in the way. Let me see. Okay, we'll take, here you go, right here. We'll take this one and we'll put this one right on top. Let's just size them. Boom! Wow, that's one hell of a coincidence. Oh, gee. Mr. Kleck, we're concerned about the videos you're making. I bet you are. I bet you are concerned about the videos I'm making, because if you're complicit in covering this shit up, pardon me for saying that word, and some people freak out when I say a word like that, but let me help you out. There's some words that have more of an effect on people's minds. Now, a lot of people say, oh, a Christian would never say shit. You're wrong. Paul said, I consider everything else dung, crap, shit, than to the excellency of knowing Christ. Paul said, your works are like filthy rags. By the way, those are menstrual rags. So it's okay to use a word like that in order to describe just how bad something is. But it's not okay to use that word towards someone or against someone. Okay? Just want to be clear about that. Because sometimes my vernacular, it's just, I have a very wide-ranging vernacular. I can hang out with homies on the west side, and I can talk to them in Spanish the way they talk, or I can talk to my friends on the east side, and I can talk to a very different group of people, or I can sit around with a bunch of engineers or lawyers and talk to them too, because I have those different vernaculars. So sometimes I choose my words, and they're there for a reason. Okay, so anyway, here is the Pentagon. There is the actual Pentagon. Oh, it's a perfect match. Oh my gosh. I wonder what the odds are. Okay, now let's look at, I'm going to enlarge this. This is the back side of the bill that's got the, there you go. That's the back side of the bill that's got the Twin Towers on it. So remember we started this video with that 9/11 thing in 5 minutes? That's to show you what a joke it is. It's the angel of the bottomless pit doing a puppet show above ground with people in all walks of life, all places, and everybody's looking at the puppet show, and you're not looking past the veil. I'm showing you past the veil now. This is the real fight. This is the real deal. The other stuff, it's a joke. This is what they want you to look at that nonsense. God, Rachel Maddow, God have mercy on her. Is that woman, or is she confused? Yeah. Anyway, so let's do the Twin Towers one more time. There you go. So on the back of the bill that's got the Twin Towers, it's also got the Pentagon. I wonder what the odds of all this are now. Okay, so now what I've done is I've proven it for you. So again, they printed the old bombings on the money. What about all the new bombings I showed you? Do you think we're going to get by without seeing those bombings? You're nuts. They didn't print them on there not to do them. Of course they're on the money because they're going to do them. And Satan's going to show himself to be the God of this world, that he's in control. That's how Obama's going to roll it all in. They're going to destroy New York. Hoover Dam's going to go. Man, this country's going to go down hard and fast. Oh, like a red wedding. You get it? Yeah. Anyway, again, I don't, if Donald Trump was the Antichrist, I'd tell you Donald Trump's the Antichrist. Barack Obama's the Antichrist. Trump's the scapegoat. He's the fall guy. They're both part of the same system. They're brothers of the same system. Trump's not saved. I wish he were. I mean, he said he never even asked God. Go look at his interview. Have you ever asked God for forgiveness? He's like, well, that's a good question. I don't know. Well, then how the hell did you get saved? It's like, dude, you don't get saved without admitting your guilt before God and saying, I'm guilty, please save me. Just like the guy on the cross next to Jesus in the movie The Passion of Christ. He says, I'm guilty and you would be just in condemning me. There you go. That's what salvation looks like. I'm guilty, you would be just in condemning me. I was looking at this and I'm like, that star kind of looks like a Kellapot, but a 13.1. I don't know. I'll have to look at that in a little while. And everybody's like, how can you wear Under Armour clothing? Dude, go throw away half your closet and shut up. This is so crazy. Oh, you wear a hat that says Rogue. I'm like, yeah, it's a golf hat. So what? By the way, as someone's gone rogue, which I went rogue from their system, so what? If someone wants to pick on my clothing instead of the substance of what I deliver. And by the way, the Bible says you can only say this with the Holy Spirit. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and he is the Lord God come in the flesh, and he's my Lord and Savior, and I bow only to him. There you go. Okay, destroy all your arguments. Okay, there's the U.S. currency freak out. There's all the bombings on the money. They have the same common denominator, the Church of Satan. Oh, let's look at the federal building bombing. I got to show you this one. Look at this. I got to show you this one. Sorry, guys. This is so crazy. Here you go. Look at this. Okay. This is a great image. Watch this. Okay, so here you go. Here's the Alfred P. Moore building. I want you to look at the corners. See how they look kind of tubular? And there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows and these kind of rounded corners. Here's the old $20 bill. So if we're looking just at this face right here, look at it. There's the tubular corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 long rectangular windows. I folded this a little bit off. I need to move it up just a hair, and then these windows will become the long rectangular windows, same as over here. So this is the old 20. There's the federal building blowing up on the old 20. There's the Twin Towers on the new 20. If you think this is a coincidence, you're delusional. You know what the word delusional means? It means you hold on to your own idiosyncratic belief even when you're presented with evidence to prove otherwise. I just presented you the evidence. If you can't see and understand what I presented to you, then by definition, you're delusional. Because you're going to hold on to your own belief even though I proved it right in front of you. So, I love you in Christ. I'm sorry if you don't get it. If for some reason you don't see it and you're not just an arrogant, hateful person, pray. Say, God, I don't see it. Would you show it to me? I humble myself before you. Forgive me, Father, for anything I've done, any sins, known or unknown. Please, I'm sorry. I want to see. Give me the faith to see it. But don't just say, oh, you stupid MF Kleck. It's like, whatever. See such stupid stuff. When people call me a racist, that's when I laugh the hardest. I'm like, dude, I speak different languages. I took karate on the east side. My best friend's black. I mean, it's so crazy. I'm like, yeah, I'm a racist because Barack's the Antichrist. If it was Trump, I'd tell you it's Trump. It ain't Trump, it's Barack. We need a guy that can divide like Barack divides. Barack loves to play the race card against everybody. It's crazy. Look at what Trump's done for black unemployment and Hispanic unemployment. I mean, why would not the black community love the guy? He's like doing so much, as much as he can to help everybody have a better life and a better income and, put more food on the table, take care of your kids, whatever. But I'll tell you why. There's a technique called, and Hitler used it. Go look it up. You know what? I'll look it up for you. Watch this. This is the technique that the left is using. It's a Hitler technique, and it's called Grosse Lüge. Okay, it's German. Okay, Grosse Lüge. Okay, I may not have said that, like it should be said in German, but Grosse Lüge. Okay, it means the big lie. And what you do is you tell a lie that's so colossal that people would think you'd have to be insane to say a lie that's that colossal. And if you knew it wasn't true and you said that, you'd have to be insane. So first of all, the lie's got to be really big. It can't be a little lie. It's got to be a huge lie. And then you repeat it over and over and over and over and over until the lie becomes the truth in the minds of those that keep hearing it. MSNBC, Russian collusion. NBC, Russian collusion. CNN, Russian collusion. It's the Russian collusion Kool-Aid. And everybody's drinking the Russian collusion Kool-Aid instead of looking at the real problem. And so now they've got everybody divided. Oh, Russian collusion. The only Russian collusion is Hillary, Obama, Loretta Lynch, James Comey, McCabe, John Brennan, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Bruce Orr, Nellie Orr, and the whole Clinton Foundation, all that. Those are the colluders. But they keep telling you, no, it's Trump, it's Trump. They're accusing their adversary of what they themselves are already guilty of, thereby trying to take the limelight off themselves while their adversary, Trump, defends himself on fictional allegations. That's what's called a disinformer. By definition, that's what a disinformer does. A lot of people think they know, I watch CNN. It's like, good for you, good for you. If you don't listen, if you see anything, whether or not it's a truth or a lie, and you don't investigate it yourself, then a lie will become the truth to you. You have to seek it out yourself, as well as your own salvation. You have to seek it out yourself. Okay, so now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start dumping so much data, profound data. We're going through folders. And every time I go to a picture, I'm going to tell you what the picture is. I'm just going to go through all the pictures. Picture, 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 picture. And then we'll do one folder. Then we'll do another folder, picture, picture. And then you're going to see how all these folders just intersect. And they all equal the same thing. That's how you know you got the secret formula for Coca-Cola. We got the formula. Okay, now here's the other thing, guys. Occasionally, I have to come on and say, hey, guys, please support the ministry. Please do it. There's a lot going on right now. And I need to take some of the pressure off. So if you can do that, please do it. And the way to do it, if you want, you can go to my channel, or you can go to PayPal, and you can go to jk@jonathankleck.com. Okay, and just send it to that email address, and we'll get it. Or you can send it here, please. And look, guys, and I'm imploring you, please make the rest of this ministry that is so burdensome that sometimes I can't sleep because I've got so much data and I'm trying to figure out how to help everybody that I can. And if there's other things that are pressing me, that are overwhelming me, like, oh, I need to help this person. This person doesn't have a home. This person's got brain cancer. This person, is trapped at home and can't even get out because of health issues, and we need to help them. And, whatever the issues are, and believe me, there's many. And I'm trying to help them, and I'm trying to take care of my stuff and do all this at the same time. It's too much, man. So if you guys can help out, just a little financially, God, that would be great. So you can go to J. Kleck, P.O. Box 91281, San Antonio, Texas 78209. Okay, so you can send it to J. Kleck, P.O. Box 91281, San Antonio, Texas 78209, or you can go, right here to the Jonathan Kleck channel and PayPal it if you can. And here's the other thing. Please don't send money if you're running tight. Sometimes when I see that stuff happen and someone's like, I'm on disability, and it really it tears me apart. So what a lot of times I do is I'll send that money back to you because and I appreciate the thought. But some of y'all, have you gotten your money back and then some? Sometimes I'm like, oh, they're on disability. Here's your money back. Here's $100. Just whatever. It's all God's money anyway. So I don't look at my money as my money. It's God's money. And if he needs me to send it to them or give it to them or use it for this or use it for whatever, that's the way I do it. The Lord told me, as you freely received, freely give. And I received so much information and so much truth and so much data, I have to give it away. That's all I can do. I was told you may not sell one thing. You may not sell anything. Nothing's for sale. DVDs are free. You only give them away. At this point, we're running out of DVDs. So I don't know if we're going to do another DVD run where we have to make, a couple thousand DVDs, but that's usually the way we do it. We just run a couple thousand at a time, and then I start sending them out. We're coming to a very low spot on DVDs. I have a stock of Destruction of America DVDs left that I'm willing to let go, and then we're almost out of You Are Exiles. So, if we're going to redo those, I need to talk to a friend of mine that does those and see if I can buy all the blanks and do all those and get all that going. I don't know if there's enough time for it, but that's how we get it done. Is through the benevolence of the people that come to this channel. That's the only way things get done. All right? There it is. What do you think about the U.S. currency? Ah! That's so crazy. What do you think about the 3 layers of ink? Ah! Isn't it liberating? It's so freeing. It's like, oh, you dirty rats. Y'all got us caught in a hose body. You're killing us, and you're mocking us at the same time. That's some evil stuff, you guys. But y'all are caught now, and it's time to face the judge. And the judge is coming. I guarantee it. Isn't it funny that here at the end of it all, it's a treason thing? There was an insurrection in heaven. Have I not said you are gods? But you shall die like men. You shall fall like one of the princes. Mother of exiles. You are exiles. Do you get it? I love it. The truth is awesome. It's a burden. Pick up your cross and follow me. You got to carry your own burden, but Jesus will be yoked to you now, and he'll help you carry the burden. Pray for others daily, okay? We're coming into the last lap, folks. Yes! Isn't it weird to be excited about the end of the world? I mean, isn't that, talk about a paradigm shift. Most people are like, oh no, the end of the world, oh my God, what's the matter with you? I'm saved! It's like, and when you're saved, you want the resurrection. There was an insurrection. Everybody got thrown down. Now there's a resurrection where you get those that get bought and come to admit that you're the one that's guilty. When you admit you're guilty, you admit you deserve your punishment, then God can work with you. Yes. All right, I love you guys. I love giving you what I got. I love it. All right, let's do it. Let's keep going. Okay, God bless, guys.